Hello everybody, and this is going to be a hello to people from my channel, Red Ghost, and from CGL, because this will also be uploaded to CGL. Right, okay, I've got a lot of reading to do here, so I'm going to look with glasses on. Right, I'm going to be doing a lot of reading. Hate putting these on, but you know, I'm going to have to because I'm doing some reading. Right, so it's going to be Thor. What would happen if Thor and Juggernaut were fighting each other? More particularly, Thor's hammer and Juggernaut. Well, Thor's hammer works by not yet discovered, but graviton particles, which is thought to transmit gravity, which means it can effectively change its mass to make it immovable. The Juggernaut works by unstoppable, which implies that he can give himself an infinite momentum. And because he's not running at an infinite velocity, it implies that his mass is also changing. To make this scientifically accurate, we have to forget about the magic used in them, like Odin for Thor's hammer, and the gem of Sidrak, I think it's pronounced Sidrak, for Juggernaut. We also have to take out any outside interactions. We already know the Juggernaut can lift Thor's hammer, but he can beat the crap out of Thor. So we know that he can definitely fight Thor, but he can't pick up Thor's hammer. And in the Mighty Thor versus Juggernaut, yeah, that was a comic. That was the name of it, Mighty Thor versus Juggernaut. It's shown that the hammer does nothing against him. It just bounced straight off. It just gets slowed down by a mystical force field and stops. But if the Juggernaut is unstoppable and Thor's hammer is immovable, something much worse should happen when they meet. So they hit each other, something really bad happens, and it's just bouncing off like what happened in the comics. And what happened after that? Sorry, I've lost my place. I've wrote so much. I've wrote 3.5 pages worth of work, and I never really arrange this anymore. Okay, there was. So what really happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? That is a big question. I've always wondered that question, and just recently I actually figured out the answer for it. And here is your answer. Well, that depends on what properties these objects have. What most people think of an unstoppable force is that the object can't be accelerated or decelerated. So it can't get faster or slower. Once it's moving, its velocity won't change at all, and it just keeps going. So that's it, it just keeps going. There's like nothing that can stop it. Which, like lifting Thor's hammer when not worthy, so if you're not worthy you obviously can't lift it, it's implying that there isn't a force large enough for that mass to accelerate. So it just won't move at all, because it's saying that the force isn't big enough, but you're actually unworthy. But as I said, we're not doing any of the magic stuff, just pure science. So anyway, what else happened? Okay, so that means neither Thor's hammer or Juggernaut can be accelerated. So you can't pick up Thor's hammer and you can't push the Juggernaut. Flipping over the script. To make acceleration zero, no matter what the force is, the mass has to be effectively infinite. So that's what you have to remember. And from Einstein, we know infinite mass means infinite energy. That's what E equals mc squared, just in case you didn't know that. So the M is its mass, and E, that's energy. If the mass is infinite, then the energy is infinite. Okay, it's funny because I couldn't be bothered writing the word infinite, so there's infinite symbols all over, and you can see I get better and better writing the infinite symbol every time I write it. Anyway, where was I? So infinite energy means the second Thor's hammer and Juggernaut meet, their masses go infinite through the emission of graviton particles requiring infinite energy, creating a black hole so big it swallows the entire universe. So they go end of the world if they ever fight each other. Pretty much that should have happened in the comic. Or there may actually be a way to survive a battle between Juggernaut and Thor's hammer. If Juggernaut and Thor's hammer has to be infinitely massive to be immovable or unstoppable, then Juggernaut should be able to destroy the universe just by encountering the air particles that make up air resistance. So technically he's not unstoppable because air particles slow down everything here on Earth. Maybe he's not from Earth a little bit. So instead, let's have Thor's hammer move a little bit and have Juggernaut be able to slow down just a tiny bit when he smashes into something. Sounds good. That means both these things are practically unstoppable and immovable. They're not literally, they're practically. So that's something, the word practically, that's quite important right now. And what else happens? So if they hit directly, it would still have quite a strange outcome if they just hit directly on, because the universe would just stop being. It would just stop the whole. It's just so confusing, right? That's a different subject, time travel. But anyway, and lost my place again. But if they hit at an angle, so just not right. I'll see if they like just skiff each other, because not really hit smash directly. If they like skiff each other, like, you know, you kind of know what you probably know what I mean. I almost turned on my PlayStation. So, if they hit at an angle and they change their mass enough to conserve momentum and make their velocity change. I can never pronounce this word. Negligible. I'm sure that's how you say it. I don't know. I can't pronounce it. I'm horrible at pronouncing stuff. I can spell it and everything, but I can never pronounce it. Pronounce it. I can't even spell the word pronounce. Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm keep losing myself on this. It seems it wasn't such a good idea when I first thought it. But anyway. Right. Okay. Okay, I'll just read that. To conserve momentum, make their velocity change. Negligible, that's what I said. And that probably won't destroy the universe. But even a little blow like this would still be devastating. It could maybe destroy a city. But just imagine a tennis ball with Thor's hammer or Juggernaut's properties hitting you. To conserve momentum and prevent the velocity to change. When it hits you, smack it out hard. When it hits you, to conserve momentum, it would feel as though it instantaneously transformed into a freight train's mass. So yeah, that's bad, but you know, it's still better than destroying the universe. It would probably kill you if it was a normal person. Then yeah, it would probably kill you. And the light keeps reflecting off my glasses. I used to have a way to like stop that, but I never wear glasses when making a video. It's so embarrassing. But anyway, red ghost out, CGL out, depends what channel you're watching. So probably red ghost. Anyway,